Hi everyone. In this video, I will be going over choice theory and reality therapy. All right, for the philosophy, we'll start with choice theory, which is the foundation of reality therapy. And choice theory is basically saying that we are not born blank slates that are waiting to be externally motivated. Instead, we're actually born with 5 basic needs that vary in strength by the individual. They're listed here: survival, love and belonging, power, freedom, and fun. So for example, we all have a need for love and belonging, but some of us need it a little more than others. An introvert, for example, may tolerate more solitude than an extrovert could. Okay? Of these needs, the need to be loved and the need to feel as though you belong is the primary need, according to this theory. Because we're social creatures in nature, we need to give and receive love. Okay, it's also the most difficult need to fulfill because we need to have a cooperative person to help us meet it. It's not a need that can be met in solitude. With these needs in mind, our brain monitors our feelings in order to determine how well we're doing in meeting these needs. If we feel bad, it's because one or more of these needs is not being satisfied. Accordingly, knowing that we want to feel better, we make choices, hence choice theory, to try to feel better. Unfortunately, these efforts are often not effective because they're based on the things we've done throughout our lives that have made us happy, which don't necessarily meet those needs directly. They may provide a momentary relief, but ultimately are not meeting the underlying need. So then the philosophy of reality therapy is basically that reality therapy is going to provide a system to help individuals take more effective control of their lives by emphasizing personal responsibility and choice. This involves focusing therapy in on what a client can control in their relationships. And remember that the only thing or person that you can control is yourself. So rather than listen to clients complain about things, the therapist asks clients to consider how effective their choices are. Then, therapy consists of helping clients to make more effective choices as they deal with social situations in order to meet their needs, especially the need for love and belonging. Basic assumptions for reality therapy. First, the root of most client problems is relational. Specifically, we struggle with connecting to other people or we lack a successful or satisfying relationship with at least one person in our lives. Next, the symptoms and behaviors that clients present with are choices that they're making in an attempt to influence the world to get what they want and to meet those needs. For example, by depressing, a person may be attempting to get their need for love and belonging met by making people around them feel pity for them and want to connect with them. You can see how this might not work in the long term. This isn't saying, however, that people choose to suffer directly. Rather, suffering is a product of their best, albeit ineffective, efforts to meet their needs. That means that people's behaviors are a type of language. We basically send messages based on what we're doing that are an attempt to meet our needs. Some assumptions about the therapeutic process. In reality therapy, therapists are not viewed as blank slates because remember, people are not blank slates. So that means that therapists can't pretend to be anyone other than who they are. And this should be discussed with the client. So we're going to reject transference in this case, which is different from other forms of therapy. Therapy should also be present focused. Although the past may have contributed to the current problem, it's never the problem. So we need to focus on the present. We can only satisfy needs in the present. Next, clients are motivated to change when they believe that their present behavior is not meeting their needs and that choosing alternative behaviors will help. If a client doesn't feel this way, then they're not going to be motivated to change. And finally, symptoms are a product of ineffective choices that have been made in an attempt to satisfy needs. These symptoms will only last for as long as they are needed. Once an effective behavior that actually meets the need is introduced, these symptoms, these ineffective choices will cease. Okay, now some key concepts. First, quality world. So the quality world is information that is stored in our minds about what we've done in our lives that have made us feel good. In our quality world, we developed an inner picture album of specific wants and precise ways to satisfy these wants. So this quality world includes specific people, activities, events, material possessions, or situations that we feel meet our needs because they make us feel good. So the people that we're closest to and most enjoy being with are a very important component of our quality world. But because this is different for everyone, it can begin to explain why everyone has a slightly different view of fun or success or happiness, for example. Now, it is possible that people have no person in their quality world, or that they have people that they're unable to relate to in a satisfying way. Okay. This is problematic because these people are not going to meet our need for love and belonging. Or if you don't have anyone there, then obviously that need is not met. Now, as therapists, we want to be part of the client's quality world so that we are important to them, and we can help them to prioritize their wants, uncover what's most important to them, and learn how to get close to people so that those people can then be added to their quality world. Another concept is total behavior. And total behavior teaches that all behavior is made up of 4 inseparable but distinct concepts or components, acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. Acting are the active behaviors, which are chosen. Thinking are thoughts and self-statements, which are also chosen. Feeling is a subjective experience, and physiology are your bodily reactions. Choice therapy emphasizes thinking and acting, making this in a sense a general form of CBT, which we learned about last week. Behaviors come from wanting to close the gap between what we want and what we are getting. So we choose certain behaviors that we think will be effective at getting us what we want. For example, if we want power or inner control, but feel that we aren't getting it, our behavior will be centered on addressing this discrepancy. This may involve defiance or challenging authority, for example. These behaviors then influence other aspects of total behavior, like feelings and physiology, kind of in the same way that we learned in CBT, where thoughts influenced feelings and behaviors. So why does this matter for therapy? Well, we then are trying to help clients to understand their behavior and know that their behavior is their best effort at satisfying their needs. And in the case of mental health problems, that best effort, that behavior, is ineffective. And accordingly, we are seeing the other things arise, problems in thinking, problems in feeling. Okay, that's where we'll stop for this lecture. And then we'll pick up in the next video looking at the therapeutic process for reality therapy.